Check 1 2. All right, let's see if we can get going here. Well, looks like we're breaking back in. We're trying to get back into that channel, folks. Let's get into it before we miss any price action here. Okay, let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, folks. Welcome back to Surely Sound's studio. My name's Martin. You can call me Marty. This is my show. So let's go. What's happening today, folks? How we all doing? What'd you learn this weekend? What do you know? Hey, something new? Make sure it's always something new. Always learn. Always be learning. Well, guess what, folks? There's a chance. There's a chance. What's the chance? Well, interest rates are coming down, right? So it's going to mean more liquidity for the markets, right? Right? Well, maybe so. Look at this little Sunday move we got going on here. Woke up this morning to some alerts, taking out the lows. Didn't think too much of it because it's Sunday, so I didn't hop into a long. And then we reclaimed VWAP, and I was like, ooh, that might be a nice long. And then I went and hopped in the shower because I figured it wouldn't probably do nothing. And then got out of the shower and we're up retesting here again. Holy moly. Something's happening. Something's happening. Well, to be honest with you folks, I believe this is just a liquidity sweep. Weekend liquidity swept. Weekend liquidity swept. So where are we going to go now? Where are we going to go now? Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. What do you want first? Well, I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you the good news first. The good news is we got a lot of liquidity at the previous highs up here around 94, and we were expecting key levels to be hit around 96. Okay, right here. This is definitely a scam wick. This is on Binance, but a lot of the times in the past when you see stuff like this that's only on Binance and not on other exchanges, sometimes is a hint. I've seen this happen in both directions where we scam wick up and then we consolidate and we end up filling that wick. Or we scam wick down and we end up consolidating like we saw back here. Not even that long ago. Scam wick, consolidate, end up filling the wick and actually taking out the low. So this is actually a little bit, I think, bullish for this week, to be honest with you. We had this rising channel here that we broke out of, and that's a clear short signal. We shorted it. We longed it. I'm currently in no positions. I've been doing other things, enjoying myself quite a bit with some good friends and family. It is getting close to the holidays, folks, so don't take anything too seriously. Remember to unwind in this time. You need to process the year that you've had. Make goals for the year ahead. Wind down and really, prepare mentally and meditate about where you're going, where you came from, things you've accomplished, where you want to go. Figure out how you're going to do that because it happens up here first, folks. Everything, no matter what you're talking about. I do a lot of music-oriented stuff, songwriting, art. It all happens up here, and then I can create it on the computer or create it on, with instruments, all that sort of stuff. That's the easy part for me anyways. Up here is where it's hard. Once we create it up here, it's easy to make it happen. If you have the ability to create it up here, then you just have to find your means to make it a reality. But once it happens up here, folks, that's number one. That's the hardest part. If you got that, the rest is gravy. And so you really got to focus on the mental clarity. And in this case, for what we're talking about, mental wealth. A lot of people stress about mental health these days. And I'll tell you for free, if you straighten out your mental wealth, you will have no issues with mental health. Okay? Because you straighten out your mental wealth, you understand why the world is, why the way the world is, and then you understand how to get yourself out of that trap. And then you have no anxiety, no mental, depression, none of that stuff at all. Because you get it, right? The only reason that you're depressed or have mental health issues is because you're stuck doing what a human being should not naturally do. So therefore you feel like shit. There's not much else to it. Do your research and figure out the reason why everybody's trapped, okay? We know. If you're on this channel, you know why. If you're new to this channel, make sure you like and subscribe because I am happy to help you along the way. Okay, so it's going to be a short stream today. Still haven't set up any of my Xmas decorations, so we're going to do that. It's just been really busy, and I've been having way too much fun to be setting up the Christmas lights, you know what I'm saying? But it is a nice time of year to have more lights because where I live up in the north, the Great White North, it's very dark all the time because we are tilted away from the sun. And so we have very short days. So we need more light so we can see what the heck is going on around here. Okay? So I'm going to go set that up. But first, I want to do a stream because, I like talking to myself. And if I do it on camera, on YouTube, I'm not crazy anymore. No, I'm just kidding. I do like to try and let people know what I'm seeing in the charts because I do get a couple messages a week about, hey, what's happening? What do you think's happening? So I do these streams for the 2, 3, 4 people that care. And down the road, maybe more. But you know what? It's not really a big deal. I'm not going to show you the things that most people would want to see for like recognition or confirmation. Like, I'm not going to show you any sports cars. I'm not going to show you big fancy houses and California living. Because that stuff ain't real, man. That stuff is mine. That's the mindfuck game. I'm not going to play that with you. You guys want to do that, you can follow plenty of people on YouTube that have a bunch of followers, and you can get stuck in their trap. I'm not here to trap you. I'm here to help you learn. I'm here to show you how and why the world and the markets do what they do. They're here to wreck everybody. So this is clearly on Binance. That wrecked a lot of shorts. And for good measure, because there's a good reason why people would be shorting right now. We are in a bear market. On high time frames, we have broken market structure. We are no longer in a bull market. We are no longer in a bull trend. We have broken that structure and retested, and now we are in a bear trend. We have been in a down trend. Bear means down, bull means up. Bull market, we've been in a bull market for 3 years, ever since the bottom at the FTX collapse is when the bear market broke. And we were in a bull market for 3 years. Now the bull market top was clearly when everybody was talking about it all over the news. Larry Fink was on CNBC talking about Bitcoin. ARK Investments, Kathy Wood was talking about 300,000, then she said 500,000, then she said 600, then she said $1 million. It's like she keeps pushing the price up to try and entice people to buy. But remember, they were buying in 2022 at the bottom of the bear market, and then they're selling to everybody now that they're trying to hype about Bitcoin, right? So that's what I'm here to help you with, okay? Market psychology is key. Overall, we are long-term bullish on Bitcoin because we know overall that fiat currencies trend to zero, okay? But short-term, they're going to try and shake you out. They don't want you to own the best performing asset known to mankind. They want to own the best performing asset known to mankind so that they can maintain their way of life. Well, I'm here to tell you, with a little bit of education, you can improve your way of life drastically. And it's really not that hard. Just pay attention to reality, really. Stop getting fooled by the bullshit. Okay? Long term, Bitcoin's going to go up, and there is no top. But short term, we have hit a local top. October 6th was the top. If you were watching my show, you know we were talking about it the week before it happened. When Bitcoin started pumping day after day after day, that was a clear sign of manipulation to shake out the shorts, get the over-leveraged people out of the market before going down. Clearish bearish divergence, clearish momentum shift, clear no length of strength push, like just clear as day. Told you that this was likely the top. Of course, you can never say anything for certain, but it's a game of probability. And when the probability is high, it's most likely the right call. Okay, so it's not my opinion. It's nothing that I want to happen. I mean, I was taking profits because we knew that we were running out of steam. We were up and to the right for 3 years straight. Nothing goes up in a straight line. Nothing goes down in a straight line. Everything goes up and down, ebbs and flows, waves. It's on the small time frames. It's on the large time frames. You can see here on this larger time frames, we have ups, we have downs, we have ups, we have downs. But ultimately, we have a down and an up. If you zoom out, we're just doing the same thing. Doing the same thing. And once you figure it out, you're like, whoa. And then you start like testing it. And I mean, if you want to, I would recommend mock trading, and you can really get into testing price action. And then once you're comfortable with that, then you can try real trading. Not financial advice, but once you unlock how it works and you're like, no way, and you find a strategy and you're like, no way, and it works almost every time, why wouldn't you? It doesn't take that much time, and especially if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, I'm happy to help you. I made plenty of mistakes along the way. It took me, I don't know, maybe 3 years to become a profitable trader. That's with stepping away and stepping back a couple times. You know, I wasn't nose to the grindstone for that whole time. I've really only been nose to the grindstone for maybe, I don't know, a year. And because I started to, you know, you start losing, winning, you win big, and then you lose big, and you're like, ah. But when you figure out proper risk management and you understand that you need to control yourself because you are the only wild card, you are the only thing that really needs to, your emotions are what need to be controlled, because price action does what price action does. And once you realize that price action is going to continue to do what price action does, then all you need to do is control this up here. And once you figure that out, it's like, wow, absolutely dimensional shift. Okay. Dimensional shift. And it sucks a little bit because sometimes you end up leaving some of your friends and family behind, but that's what I don't want to happen, because I love the people around me and I want everybody to be able to sustain their mental health, their mental wealth, and all that stuff, so we can just all live happily ever after like a Disney fairy tale, right? Come on, it's possible. It's possible. But anyways, that being said, what's happening right now? Oh my goodness, it's Sunday and we're pamping. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, we're pamping. And we're getting back into this descending channel, which is interesting. We had a nice little break and retest, and wow, look at the short. I didn't take that. Did I take that? I didn't take that because I was busy, right? So I was playing with Mindle Beach. You saw, if you were here last week, I streamed their record. I wanted to do it again, but I can't. I got sandboxed because it got copyright, and it's all good. But we got back onto the AI music because you can stream that all day long, and YouTube will still let people watch your video. Okay, but anyways, I was telling the boys, because we were talking about it a lot, and we were fractaling out here, and I told the boys, short. This is shorts. I didn't take any. I had a few limit orders in just in case this high got taken out, but SFP and then like 618 retrace. Not 618. That was a 786 retrace. I'm pretty sure, or 886. Like, it's right there. I'm not going to even pull the fib, and I can tell, but let's pull the fib and tell. Let's pull the fib and tell. Officially. From the high to the low. Yeah, 786. 786, 886 retrace after an SFP. Like, that's short. You short that all day long. And that's why you short that all day long. Because that's just lack of strength. You know, we see a lot of volume coming in here to push the price up, and that's what we say. Whales play, retail plays. Once the whales are done, that's the lack of strength that we're looking for. So this is what we're looking for, a short. Okay. Didn't take any. I'm in no positions. We shorted last weekend, or the weekend. What was it? The weekend before? We showed that on stream. That was good. That set me up for that. That's another reason why not really worried. It's another thing about trading, man. Like, when you get to the point where you understand and you're confident and you can trade with a certain amount of capital, you don't need to take trades. I've taken less and less trades as my career has gone on. In the very beginning, I thought I always needed to be in a trade. I need to be in a trade. I need to be making money, right? But then you end up losing money because you're just trying to get into a trade. And you're, stopped out. And you end up losing like 10 trades before you win one. And it's like, man, okay, finally I won one and I just got all my losses back and I actually only made like $10 on like a week of trading. Like, that's not sustainable. So let's cut out all those losing trades, right? And then that one winning trade. Well, okay, well, now we're talking about maybe a couple days work here for the traditional blue collar worker, right? So then, then we're just talking about something. So once you can do that, and then you can, okay, we took 167% short on that trade the other day. It's like, I'm good for a bit now. Don't have to do that every day. I can do that once a month and I'll be okay. So I'm not worried, but look at this, man. We're pamping. Why do you think we're pamping? Well, remember that inefficiency we were talking about. Let's go back and talk about that inefficiency. Okay. So we shorted this because we had the inefficiency. We had the box here of inefficiency. We shorted it. We ripped right through the inefficiency. When I saw this, I was like, okay, we left the inefficiency behind. We didn't even fill it. So that was a clear reason to close the short. Take profit. Every couple hours I was taking profit on this short down here. And sure enough, it was good. And then also moving the stop loss down. And as soon as the candles start closing green, close it out. Because we have inefficiency up here, right? If we had stuck around and actually filled the inefficiency and continued to grind down, then there would be no reason to do that. But this was inefficiency. We knew that it was most likely going to get filled. So boom, look at that. Comes right back and fills it, but doesn't. It leaves it behind. And so now we have this. Okay, now this is a massive inefficiency, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll get that in a second. But now look, we've actually spent some time here in this inefficiency. Okay, so this is kind of what I was hoping to see a little bit further back here. But look, we've pumped right back up into this area of what was support, resistance, support, resistance. So it's a high volume node. It's a area of interest. Lots of traders are trading in this area. Lots of people are buying and or selling. It's a high area of interest. We're right back to the high area of interest. So what we're going to be watching for this week is going to be either a rejection of this area and get stuck back below to come back down and fill this inefficiency and potentially even get here. And if we hold this as support, look to come back. If we lose it and get stuck under, look to move back down and take out these lows. So we don't try and guess what's going to happen. We don't try and have an opinion on, I think I'm bullish, I think I'm bearish. We watch for price to go to the areas of significance and we watch for the reaction at those areas, and then we react based on the action. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction, right? I tell my kids, like, you listen to me the first time, your action is going to have a positive reaction by me. If you don't listen to me the first time, your action is going to lead to a negative reaction from me. And again, if you don't listen, my reactions are going to get equally as worse to your actions. Okay? Listen the first time, you get a positive reaction. Every time after that, your action is going to cause a negative reaction. Okay. It's all up to you. So look, in that sense, we're just going to watch the charts and we're going to react to its actions. We don't need to try and predict what it's going to do, because that's how we're going to get burned. We are going to react. We don't need to catch the bottom. We don't need to catch the top. This right here was probably not quite an SFP, but it was a little bit of a sign of weakness, because we had a pump, consolidate, and then a smaller pump, right? So if we saw a bigger pump, then we would have had a sign, an action that we could react to, that, okay, maybe we're going to go take this liquidity, because we have all these highs in here that were never swept until right now on Binance, but I don't think that was swept. Actually, I can guarantee that wasn't swept on other exchanges. So there's still a lot of liquidity sitting up there. Now we are pumping this morning, but it looks like we are stalling out on this high volume node. So we're going to wait. We're going to sit and wait. We're going to have a nice Sunday. We're going to let price action do its thing and we are going to see what happens. And judging by, and I'm not going to say when or what, like we take the trade when the trade's there. We don't force the trade. We don't say, I need to make money today, so I'm going to trade today. That's how you lose money. We set our alerts, right? So here's an alert here. And I put this alert on to see if we had something like this happen, but this alert is still here, so it didn't get triggered. So this is what we would call a scam wick. It's not on other exchanges, it's only on Binance. And that was probably wrecked a lot of people, because in the futures market, those limit orders or stop losses would have got triggered. I don't trade on Binance for that reason and multiple others, but for that reason, it is definitely the highest volume trading platform. So I use it to my advantage. So for instance, this is Binance. And you can even see on here on the heat map, it's not even registering that wick happened. So it's kind of unexplainable. I'm sure there's somebody that can explain it to a T, but I'm not even going to try, because it doesn't matter. It's registering on the chart. On this one, it's not registering on the heat map. I don't have the actual exchange downloaded, so I couldn't go, and I'm not going to go and see if it actually happened on the exchange. This trading view reference to the exchange says that it happened, so we're going to go along with that. But again, I don't think that that's actually a bad thing. I think that's more of like a hint of potentially where we're going to end up in the short term. And honestly, so you're saying there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance, but I don't think it's going to be the chance that everyone's waiting for. If anything, the chance that everybody's waiting for is happening. And if you are still looking to get exposure to Bitcoin, then that's your chance, okay? Because on the higher time frames, let's go to the daily. Let's get rid of the drawings. Oh, look at that. It goes right up to that scam wick went right up to the moving average. 200, baby. I told you. That's the key. Remember, we're under the 200 on the daily. So if you need exposure to Bitcoin, now is your chance to start DCAing. And look at that. So back in April this year, when we had what people thought was the top, same thing here. We have like signs of weakness rolling over, fractal, whales play, retail plays, come back down. We came down to the 200, but we held it as support. So that right there, I took that long, because that's a clear sign of support. And we have the opposite happening right here, where we have the higher high and then we lose it. And then we have the lower low there, but not as much, right? So it didn't push as much. So we're trying to push down, but it's not making those big pushes. So it's a clear sign of strength. Like, there's obviously buyers here. Okay. The people who are selling are losing strength at selling. So we longed, and I didn't even hop into this long right here. I think I hopped into it up here somewhere, and then was just like, oh man, what's going to happen? Held it for like, what is that? Like a week, 2 weeks almost, before we finally saw this. And I was like, okay, goodness. So then, you move your stop up, and then it's summertime, basically April, May, June. You just don't even worry about it. I do remember I closed it. I probably closed this one prematurely, but then I was able to hop into another one here, and then we rolled that one up for our summer vacation. That was good. 2 great moves. Happy for the year. Happy days. Right? That's all you really need. And then we took profits, and then we've been shorting ever since. Okay? So we're good. We're good. We are very, very good. We are sitting very pretty. Very pretty right now. Now, so what's going to happen? Well, I don't know. But I can give you a pretty good idea of what is very possible and likely to happen. Now, we have unswept high. You're gonna put all my drawings back on for me to draw a little thing. Okay. Well, then I'm not gonna do that then. I'm just gonna use my cursor. So just watch here. Unswept high, unswept high, unswept high, and those were previous unswept highs on other time frames. Now, massive rejection from the 200. And you can see why I have that alert here, right? Because I want to see, if I'm not at the charts, I want to know when we are approaching the 200, okay? So, with the massive wick, not on other exchanges, only on Binance, it would make sense to me for us to, I'm going to put a line on here, but probably do something like this. There's one line. Let's draw another one. Something like that would make a lot of sense to me. And then we'd start leaving lows, right? So the same thing, but in reverse, because you can flip the chart. The chart's the same thing, up or down, as above, so below, right? Okay, so we would start leaving lows. We would start building liquidity. We would start making people think that Bitcoin's going to all-time highs, which it could, because if they continue to print money, interest rates coming down, QT's ending, quantitative easing is happening, they're going to start pumping money into the markets. It's very possible, right? And again, we're positioned for that because ultimately we know that Bitcoin is the superior asset. So it's going to be the one you want to hold long term. Taking profits doesn't mean that you sold everything. It just means that you take some profits. Like when we're getting over leveraged, the market's getting over leveraged, then it's a good idea to take some profits because there's a good chance that the leverage is going to get wiped out. And if you really want to get back in, wait till the leverage gets wiped out and then hop back in. I am not hopping back in yet personally. I have done one DCA since we've got under 100K. I did maybe one DCA above 100K just in case, but have not been stressing buying the Bitcoin for some time. Again, though, my strategy is different than everybody else's. I am a trader. I don't need to buy Bitcoin because I understand how it all works. And it's been working out quite well for me. My strategy is working. So I can use my collateral to trade with to earn more Bitcoin. That's not the case for everybody. If you watch this channel and stay tuned in, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss anything, then you can do that too. But I do recommend that you just kind of, everyone's at a different level. Like if you don't know anything about it, submerge yourself in the space and just kind of stick around and just lurk. Just be a lurker. Just learn. Listen to these people who are clearly successful. They aren't busting their fingers working a job that has them physically hurting their body to earn a paycheck, right? They've moved away from that and they're using their brain, so to speak, working smarter, not harder. Follow these people, listen to what they have to say, put your opinions aside, and ultimately understand that it is possible for people to do. It is possible for you to do. So all you have to do is commit to it, start to understand and surround yourself with people that are doing it, and in a matter of time, it will rub off on you. A lot of things happen in this world, and people just need to surround themselves with the right people for those good things to happen to them. It's a lot easier than most people make it out to be. It doesn't have to be that hard. An easy reference that comes to mind right now is one I've said a million times, but I'm going to say it again. You were not born able to speak any language. course, I'm speaking English right now because that's the language that I've spoken my entire life. That's the language that most people around me speak. It's changing a lot, I will admit that. But for now, you were not born speaking any language, but you were raised in a house where everybody around you spoke a language. And within 2 years or so, you picked that language up, right? The charts are a language. Finance is a language. Music is a language. Anything that you want to learn, approach it with that same mindset. Surround yourself with people that are great at doing it. Listen to those people. Put your opinions aside. It's a good thing about babies, man, is they just want to learn. Babies and kids, they just want to learn. What? I got an alert? What are we crossing? 91. I had an alert down there. We're still pamping? Okay, so I took out that high. Wow, we're still pumping. Dang, I should have longed this morning. Should have taken a bed long. That's all right. We're not going to worry about that right now. Honestly, I'm not in the camp of wanting to long too much right now. I would like to just see this play out, wait for the sign of weakness, wait for some structure to be built bearishly, and then wait for the retest and then short. Because we know that the longs, like when we were zoomed in, oh, we're pumping. But it wasn't until we lost the momentum, started to make structure here, lower high, and the short was really what you wanted, right? Right now we're making bigger shorts. So we're being conservative with longs. If I am going to take a long, it's going to be conservative. For instance, I think I did take a long somewhere. I took a long somewhere. It was a low leverage, low capital. Wasn't really worried about it if I got stopped out. And did okay. Closed it prematurely. Because as soon as you start seeing stuff like this, like hammer, like all these wicks, like, okay, like there's a good chance that somebody's selling in here. And so probably closed it around here. Maybe it was, I don't really know. I remember exactly where it was. It was last week at some point. But ultimately what we're looking for is the signs of weakness in the shorts, because on the higher time frames, we are doing the same thing that we've always done, and there's a very good chance that we are going to go lower. So the chance that I am speaking of is for those who are not exposed. For those who are not exposed, there is more of a chance for you and likely more downside to Bitcoin in the longer term. Let's say the mid to long term. Long term, speaking about, 5 years. 5 years from now, Bitcoin is going to be much more expensive than 91,000. That's a guarantee. I will give you, there's not many guarantees in life other than death. I can give you a guarantee. 5 years from now, Bitcoin will be much more expensive than 91,607. What did it? Oh, it just changed from 600 to 7. When did a quick 7 on me? But now it will be more expensive. Okay, I can guarantee you that. Unless, of course, something changes with the monetary policy. Now, I highly doubt that's going to happen, because if it was going to happen, it should have happened 50 years ago. And in fact, when it should have happened, they did the complete opposite and crushed it and broke it and took us off the gold standard. And when there was clear signs of it becoming a problem, instead of trying to fix it, they completely broke it. So we really have nobody that seems like they're interested in trying to fix it in a position that could do so. All we have is the Federal Reserve, and they're trying to they say that their job is just to ease it. They know that they can't fix it because the path that we have chosen, there is no going back. Okay, it's all or nothing. Break or continue to have everybody slowly get poorer. That saves money, which is the reason. What's going to happen, because all the people who understand how it works position themselves in assets, and all the people who think that they should be trying to work hard and save money just get poorer over time. Life gets more expensive every day. Your money gets worth less every day. So why would you try and work and save something that is worthless? Bitcoin is water in the desert. Fiat is sand in the desert. Okay? Which one do you want when you're making this journey through life in the desert? I'll tell you, there's a lot of sand out there and it burns your feet. So you probably want to figure out the things in life that represent water in the desert. Bitcoin, real estate, gold, silver, stuff like that. Okay, those are the things that are going to allow you to continue your journey without drying up and dying from dehydration. Okay, find the water in the desert. Your life will be so much more comfortable. As far as price action goes, look for the bear flag. Look for these highs to be taken out. Look for us to come up to this high volume node. Look for us to hit 96. We kind of figured that 96 was going to be where we were going to retrace for a while now. We get back into this descending channel. Well, that's great. We'll see how it goes. But ultimately, I'd say 107, this green line that I have up here, would be where I don't see Bitcoin coming much higher than this in the short term. I really don't. 111 is the POC. Maybe it gets back up there. But the unfortunate thing that's going to happen if it does get back up there is that everyone's going to be like, oh, bull run's back on again. If it gets back up there, it needs to take time. We need to take the lows out. We need it. This is not a low. I'll tell you right now, this is not a low. This is more of a looking low here where we make a low, come back up, look to leave everybody behind, and then come back again and swipe it. See, same thing. Take a low in here, come back up, look to leave everybody behind, but then come back and look at double take that one. See, that's more of a significant low. That's why we had the DCA zone in here. That's why we had the long box looking for leverage longs, irresponsible longs. This is what we were looking for, right? So this does not look like that to me. This looks to me just like fractal. And sure, we could come back up here, but what we want to see is more of we want to see this, but in reverse. Okay, we want to see signs of strength in the buying and weakness in the selling. Right now, I don't see any strength in the buying. That's a nice wick. And we're seeing something nice today. But honestly, the fact that we saw that wick on Binance means that it was most likely exchange driven, not actual people buying Bitcoin. This is people just using the Bitcoin that they have, the large numbers of Bitcoin, to shake people out of over leveraged positions so that they don't have to pay them when the next move happens, right? Because the last thing they want to do is pay these people that are over leveraged, because they're borrowing money from these people. And when you're borrowing too much from the mafia and you don't pay your debt back, well, guess what? The mafia does whatever the mafia needs to do to take that money back from you. And folks, I'll tell you right now, the financial system is run by the mafia. This is a metaphor, simile metaphor, right? Imagery. Hypothetically speaking, right? Everybody's seen those old movies, but just know that things aren't as different or as difficult as they seem to be. Okay, things are actually quite obvious, hiding in plain sight. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And ultimately, we just want everybody to understand how the world works, because all everybody wants is to just have clean water, food for their family, a place that's dry and warm to lay their head, right? Like, we don't need much more than that. As human beings, we really don't. Look at the deer out there. They're sleeping in the bush. They're doing fine. They're thriving. Honestly, there's a massive problem with deer around here. There's too many of them, and they just sleep outside in the bush, right? And it's funny because there's obviously much more issue with people, but we won't get into that right now. Apparently, the population is declining, so folks, do have kids. Sustain the population by engaging in safe or intercourse. But make a plan, because be ready, because 9 months happens real quick, and then all of a sudden you have another life that you need to take care of. So make sure that you're planning accordingly. And understanding how the financial system works, because the main reason why the population is being hit is because nobody can afford to have kids anymore, because nobody can afford their own life anymore. So everything's breaking due to inflation. Oh my goodness, who knew? Who knew? So many people knew, and people have been blowing the whistle for years. Right? But of course, there's other things to pay attention to, like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry and all these other things. And it's like, you guys, come on, man. Come on. All these people are just trying to maintain their way of life because they don't want to share their pie with you. Well, guess what, folks? You can make your own pie. You don't need any of theirs. They need us. They need you to be in the position that you're in. They need you to continue working and paying taxes because that's how they maintain their way of life. But I'll tell you right now, for free on this YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Not financial advice, but you don't need it. You don't need their way of life. You don't need their shit. You don't need it. You can do your own research and you can make your own life and you can make your own utopian society, your own community, your own whatever you want. You can do it. It's all up here. It's all up here. That's where it starts. Once it's up here, remember, anything that you need is free on the internet. Anything that you need. Information wise, how do I build this? How do I work this? How do I fix this? How do I make a budget? This, I'm making this much per week, blah, blah, blah. Everything is free on the internet. Information is free on the internet. The only thing that's stopping you from accomplishing your goals is you. You can do it. I know you can, because I can do it. So can you. Right? Don't let yourself be your roadblock. Don't let petty little problems get in your way of your ultimate goals. That being said, I've been live for 42 minutes. 42? Have I actually been live for 42 minutes? Holy moly. Well, folks, watch for the pump. Watch for the pump to get rid of the leverage shorts. Did we check the heat map? Can we check the heat map? So there is plenty of liquidity up here. It would make sense to come up. I thought we were going to get closer to 96 here and get some of this liquidity. But look at that. They're like, no. Let's go take this liquidity and then bait a bunch more people to go short. And then we'll go up and get that liquidity before going lower. So honestly, I wasn't much of a pattern trader ever. But I have to say, like, I haven't been trading all of them, but I have been obviously been making a lot of patterns on my chart lately, and look how they've been performing. Like, it's undeniable. And you go down to the smaller time frames and I've got a bunch more, and on a different chart I got a bunch more. But yeah, like ultimately, like, look for something like this to play out. This was a good channel that we took the short on, and we've come back and we've retested that channel and got rejected by it. So the 200 here, there's a lot of resistance up here. This channel broke down. It was massive. There's a lot of resistance up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see a slow grind up and then another whammy. And I think if you're looking for my DCA zone, I haven't really come up with where I want to start DCAing again. I will eventually start exposing myself to my actual funds being put into Bitcoin, but I think it's going to be somewhere around here. Like, 70,000, lose 80,000, start taking out these lows. Panic and blood in the streets. People are already saying that Bitcoin's going to zero, so who knows, man? It could be, the bottom could be closer than we think, but it would make a lot more sense to me for us to just fake people out over and over and over again with these drops, these retraces, these drops, these retraces, these drops, these retraces, these drop, because it's the psychology, right? Everybody sees this and they think it's over, and then also they sell their bag and or go short if they're trading. Well, guess what? Price comes up, stops out the shorters, and then entices the people to buy. Oh no, why did I sell down here? It's starting to go up. I need to buy again. And people continuously sell low and buy high, sell low and buy high, and they just get wrecked, because they're on the wrong side of the trade. Because they haven't figured it out up here yet. But once you do, and you see what I see, and you know what I know, there's no going back, baby. That's for show. For show. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll look to take a long here. We'll see. I'm not going to do anything today. I don't think I'm going to do any trading today. I got a lot of stuff I got to do, family and decorations, decor, and I was already live an hour before I normally am because I got to get some shit done today. So I'm going to do that. I'll be in the stew tomorrow. Maybe we'll do another live stream. Make sure you like and subscribe, folks. Have a great day. Have a happy holidays. Remember to wind down physically. Let your body rest. Look into doing some fasting over the next month or so. If you can pull off a 72-hour fast over the next month, your body will be so happy that you did. I think everybody should do a 72-hour fast at least once a year. If you don't know anything about fasting, definitely look into it. It will make you feel like you're a teenager again, because adult life is full of crap, and adults tend to put a lot of crap into their body, especially around this time of year. So if you give your body 72 hours, it can deal with years worth of crap. Years. But if you continue to feed yourself crap, it doesn't have any time to deal with that, because the way your body works is ultimately it deals with what's happening right now. For instance, if you get drunk, your body really wants to sober up. So your body deals with what's happening right now instead of dealing with maybe other problems that you have. But if you fast and you don't put anything in your stomach aside from water for 72 hours, it gives your body a chance to restart. You hit ketosis, your body starts eating all the bad shit inside your body and using that as fuel. And then you start, if you've never done it before, you might feel pretty fucked up, but trust me, that's because your body can actually take toxins and hide them in places that it won't affect you right now, but it only has so much room to do that. And so when it runs out of places, then you start feeling fucked up all the time, because your body's got nowhere to store these toxins, so it has to absorb them. But if you don't feel super fucked up and you start to do this fast, and your body then is like, okay, perfect, we can go back and get these toxins and these things that we've stashed away, we can get rid of them. It has to actually pull them back into your body to get rid of them. So in turn, it will make you feel a little bit fucked up. But don't worry, keep drinking water. If you can, try and get like a high pH ionized water, because then it will chemically imbalance the acidic in your body, and it will help absorb that acidic nature in your body, and then you just pee it out. Just keep drinking your body. Let your body do what it does, man. The human body is one of the most amazing things on this planet, if not the most amazing thing on this planet. And if you allow it to do what it was designed to do, yes, folks, we were designed, okay? Don't be shocked. Evolution, a little bit, but there's definitely some manipulation in there. And if you haven't figured it out, folks, there's manipulation in everything in this world that you live in. So yes, there's a little bit of manipulation in our DNA. We were designed, and if you allow your body to do what it was designed to do, you can flourish in this amazing heaven and hell that we live in. And it's up to you whether you want to live in the heaven or live in the hell. Your choices will put you where you end up. So make sure you make good choices, folks. Have a fantastic day. Make sure you expose yourself more to what you want and take away. Expose yourself less to what you don't like. I could go on for a lot longer, but I'm just going to cut it off right here, because ultimately it's up to you. You have the power. This is your avatar. This is your life. Take it. Take responsibility for it, Like don't just cruise through life on autopilot, because before you know it, you'll wake up and it'll all be over. And you'll be in a hospital bed when you wake up and realize that, because it took all that for you to actually realize. But it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to, folks. It can be a lot better. If you're struggling, reach out. Surround yourself with people that are doing great, and listen to them, and get in the good energy. And definitely always listen to good music. Music is also healing as well. Positive state of mind can change your life. Manifestation, spiritualization. Starve the mind, starve the body, heal the mind. Okay? Love y'all. Peace out. Happy holidays. I'll see you next time I see you. Like and subscribe. Make sure that you do something good for somebody today. And pass on that positive energy. You get out what you put in. So make sure you put in that positive energy, that positive education, whatever you can do to help somebody else get through what they're going through. All right? All right. Love you guys. Peace out. recommend putting your opinions aside and learning how to think logically